to the Mystery Mouse podcast. My name is Holly, and I'm coming to you from Colorado, where I live with my husband and our 5 kids and our many pets. And today is Wednesday, April 30th, the last day of April. So this is a knitting podcast. It's mostly knitting, a tiny bit of book talk, and some stuff that's going into my shop tomorrow. I had actually filmed a podcast about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I never put it up. We have been very, very busy, and I hate starting out a podcast like that because I really miss podcasting, but it's like the first thing to go when we get busy. And if you are a parent, you'll know that this time of year is deceptively, like, you feel like it shouldn't be as busy as it is, but because the school year is finishing up and we homeschool our kids, so we're finishing up our homeschool co-op, and I think we're going to be doing school for a while longer, but that's okay. We also had Easter, and I'm the choir director at our church, and so we had a big Easter thing to do. I feel like there was something else happening. Well, we had a whole bunch of stuff done to our house. See, I can't remember when I filmed last time, especially because I have this ghost filming that you never saw, but I remember. I don't remember if I talked about it last time, but we got a new roof on our house and, gutters, and we got a new screen door. And so it was a lot of, stuff happening at the house and noise and, a crazy week, and we had to clean out half of our garage. So it was just nuts. So, but anyway, I have no idea how interrupted this podcast is going to be. I'm filming in the afternoon. Grady is asleep. My husband is away at a training thing. My kids are all here. Oh no, Teddy's not here. The other kids are all here doing quiet things. So we shall see how it goes. But I really wanted to get back and talk to you about what I've been making. I have finished a couple things. I have some old whips that I've picked up again. I've got some new things you have never seen. And I've got, like I said, stuff going into the shop. So I wanted to talk to you about all those things. So first of all, some finished objects. I have a cross stitch finished object, which I am so happy to have done. This is this little duck, I think it's duck cross stitch that I started like 5 or 6 years ago. And I finally finished it. I'm really happy with it. I don't really like it in this frame. And it was the only frame I had. I already had it that was kind of this shape, because it's like a really long, skinny shape, but it's not quite skinny enough. And also, it's just between 2 pieces of glass. So it's like, I just cut it to the size of the glass and smashed it down in there. And now I want to get it out. And can I hope so. But, but for now, at least I know it's safe in here. And I did all this back stitch. You can see around the flowers, around the ducks, and the house. I didn't do this exactly like the original pattern. The original pattern was done on a white fabric, and they had different colors all the way down the path, which I just thought was really busy looking and too much. So since I did it on this like kind of tan fabric, I just put it where I thought there would be shadows. So I really like how it turned out. And also I had done the duck, the main duck, the mama duck, with 2 strands of floss, and I felt like you could see through kind of too much. I think that's kind of a problem with white floss sometimes. So I ripped it out, which was huge pain. I was afraid it would be a huge pain, and I think that's kind of one of the things that made me stop working on this. And it was a huge pain, but once I had it done and I did it over again with 3 strands, I just liked it so much better, so I'm glad I did that. So I have been working on this for 5 or 6 years, and I'm so glad it's done. And it's the perfect time of year to have it done because it's very springy. So I finished my Bull and Blossom socks, but I don't have them to show you because I put them in the laundry and I found one this morning, but I wasn't going to show you one just washed sock. You know how they look kind of slightly shrunken after you put them through the wash? I just put my socks in the regular wash. I used to always hand wash them, and then there got to be too many and it was just too much work. And I don't think my, like, dunking them in a giant vat of water with soak was like doing anything to clean them. So I just started putting them in the laundry and it's totally fine. They have been great. The other thing I finished, well, it's mostly finished, is Ivy's vest. The reason I say mostly finished is because I still have some ends to weave in, but I am super happy with how this turned out. So this is a vintage pattern, and I really just took the vintage pattern for the plaid instructions, and I did the back all in rib, in black rib, which is very hard to see. So it doesn't even have a waistband exactly. It's just like the whole thing is waistband. So it's 2x2 rib up the entire back. And all I did with the back was I cast on the same number of stitches as the front. And I just ribbed straight up until I got to the armhole. I shaped the armhole myself. And I did a little shaping for the neck also myself. So I really love how it turned out. Now, like I have told you, I'm pretty sure last time, they just had facings. They wanted you to do facings so that it would be like this. It would just be folded under. But I did more traditional ribbing edges on all the edges. So it's kind of funny though, when it's off, the back is so much smaller than the front because it's so stretchy. It looks kind of like a racer back. But when it's on, of course, it just stretches out right there in the ribbing. So she wore it last night to our co-op parent night, which was very nice. And it looked great. And I just had to tell her, Ivy, tuck those strings up. Because I did, here, I'll show you the inside. I did weave in a bunch of the ends at the top. So it was a mess up at the top. But then down here, there's still a bunch. So I will weave those in, and I haven't blocked this either. She just wore it, so I think it's okay. But I probably should eventually block that. So I finished that. So those were really my 3 finished objects, the cross stitch and the vest and my socks. That's what I've been working on. I've actually kind of had a knitting slump lately. I don't know why. I don't know. It's probably just because we have been very busy and there's been, I don't know, busyness, stress, nothing, not serious stress, but just like running from here to there and feeling worn out. I mean, there's definitely been some days I haven't knit, but I feel like I'm coming out of that. I hope. I'm really happy Easter is past. We had a great Easter. I'll put in some pictures, maybe at the end, I'll put in some pictures of the stage. Teddy and I did a big, we did a big tomb. Like we took a set piece that we had from some other plays. It had a rounded door, and we made it into the empty tomb by covering it with crinkled up brown paper. And then we had to make a big stone, and we painted a big like Sea of Galilee backdrop, which I was really happy with, but I hope I have a picture of it. We'll see. So it was just a lot. It was a lot, but we had a very nice Easter. So, all right. So now I will show you some of my whips, and let's start with this one. So this is in this little bag by Freckled Whimsy. I did finish mostly my first sock. It looks really short and fat. This is from the Colorwork Cuff Club by Summer Lee. This was her February cuff, and I really like it. So I just kind of did like a short leg, like my foot probably will start here. And then I did a green toe. And so I will do an afterthought heel on these. And I did cast on the little tiny mustache cuff. But I have a slight problem because I can't find, just gonna check one more time. I cannot find my tiny circular needle. I don't know what happened to it. It's not stuck in any of my yarns. So I don't know how it got out of the bag. Why? Wait a minute. No. So I don't know what happened to it. It's just disappeared. And you know what this means? I'm going to have to clean my room, which is not my favorite thing to do. But I don't know. You know how they say your room or I don't know. Your room is a reflection of your brain. My room is not a neat and tidy place right now. But anyway, as soon as I can find my tiny circular or get another one, I am going to start the color work section of that sock. I really want to do her cuff from April, which was like a little cloud with raindrops. Very, very cute. So I want to do that. But I have to finish these because otherwise it's like I'm just going to have a bunch of one sock. Okay. Let's see. Another whip that I have is this mess here. Size 7 straight needles. I really like knitting with straight needles. I don't do it all the time, but this beautiful thing is the Legend of Zelda blanket that I'm knitting for Teddy. I'm doing it just mitered squares. I feel like my squares don't always line up super well, and I don't know why this is bleeding so much into here. Whatever, I'm not gonna worry about it. So in the picture that the pixelated, you know, Zelda, I think it's from the original Legend of Zelda, the NES. This is his foot. This brown part is his foot, and this must be his leg. This is his shield. This cream and brown section here. It's only 3 colors, and so then the gold is my like background color. This is knit all with worsted weight acrylic yarn, and I think some of it's from Hobby Lobby and some of it's from Michael's. I just went and found the colors that I wanted to use, and he wanted gold for the background. So I'm doing my mitered squares. They're like they're 25 stitches, so I do 12 and then a center stitch and then 12 on the other side. And this is like my end of the night brainless knitting, which I need more of. I kind of wish it was even more brainless, because if I have to stop and knit a square, sometimes I am too tired. But that's going along. You know, I'm not really a blanket knitter, but it's really nice to have a blanket on the go for those times when you just you cannot function with shaping and stuff. So that's going well. You know, it probably won't take me this long, but it depends entirely on what other kind of things I cast on. But I'm thinking probably to try to get this done for him for Christmas. He knows that I'm making it, and he's always so funny. He's like, don't make this a Christmas present, because he doesn't want it to take up a spot. But I do like having handmade stuff for my kids for Christmas, so maybe that will be a Christmas present. All right, here is an old whip. You guys remember what's in this bag? Da, 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 da. Okay, this is a bag by Susan of Delightful Works. It's a little messy right now because it's full of stuff. This is this sweater that I'm knitting for Grady. And I think the reason I stopped working on this, well, was twofold. Number one, I'm doing the sleeves. And you know how I feel about sleeves. So that made my decision to stop working on it easier, I suppose. But I think I tried it on him and I felt like, oh, this is too small. And this was, you know, when he could have still worn it as soon as I had finished it. Now I don't know if he would wear it, but like, you know, it's turning into hot weather. But I tried it on him this morning, and I was like, oh, that's not so bad, because I know I can block it out a little bit, and I could take out the bottom ribbing and make it a little bit longer, like make it another stripe or two longer, because as it is right now, this is hitting the top of his pants, like right here in the middle of the ribbing. So, but it definitely wasn't too small. So I don't know what I was thinking before, or if he just hasn't grown at all. I find that really hard to believe. So I am going to get back to work on this. Actually, this morning I was on the end of this red stripe, and so I finished these two stripes this morning, and it was really nice. You know, it wasn't that bad. It's on a little size 6. This is a 12-inch circular needle, and this is my favorite way to knit sleeves, because even though like I like to knit socks on DPNs, but if I have to do a sleeve on DPNs, I just feel like it's so much changing of the needles, and it feels slower, and this feels faster. So I probably will take this ribbing out and knit a few stripes longer, and then block it really aggressively sideways. So this is knit with 2 strands of fingering weight yarn, and it's really fun. The only yarn that is doubled on itself is the black and white yarn. All these other ones are 2 different yarns that I put together, and I love these colors. They're so cheerful. It's very like 1970s Sesame Street, and I don't know, it's very cheerful. So I would love to have this for him to wear in the fall. So we will see if I get it done, but I really needed some more brainless knitting, because I got to this point where all my knitting I needed to look at the pattern, or I needed to check something, or I couldn't find a needle or whatever. So this will be nice. And this is the Flax by Tin Can Knits. I'm doing the worsted weight numbers, but this would be more like a DK weight probably, because it's fingering held double on size 6 needles. And here's all my yarn. It's a mess. It's a disaster. And some of the yarns I am getting kind of low on, but I have decided if I run out, I will hunt through my mini skeins and find something that is close, and just stop worrying about it. Like, I feel like I'm doing all this yarn management that's so unnecessary. So I just need to chill and try not to worry about it and do it. Okay, so the next 2 things that I have to show you are new to you, I think, because like I said, ghost episode. First of all, I have this. This is my Stolen Minutes bag. I have this little Notions bag with a Spider-Man. Grady bought this, well, I mean, he didn't buy it. I bought it for him. This Spider-Man patch. It's like sticky, and he stuck it on his sweater. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll put that on for you later. And then I just stuck it in my Notions pouch. This Notions pouch is by Susan of Delightful Works also. All right, so I'm knitting with this yarn, Woodland Tweed, Aran Weight yarn. This is from Knit Picks. It's Black Trumpet Heather, 180 yards per 100 grams. So it's just like a little heavier than worsted. And it's tweed. And I think it's alpaca. So it's 80% merino, 15% baby alpaca, 5% viscose. And I am very excited to be knitting the Celtic Swan Show by Cheryl Beckerich of Wise Owl Knits. So I just started this recently. And which side's the right side? Okay. So here's what I've got done so far. And this is a very thinky pattern. I really have to pay attention because it's cabled. And so you have the back, the front, and the sleeves are all separate from each other. The back and the front are the same, and the sleeves are the same as each other, but then in between you have the you have this raglan shaping line that happens in between these two stitch markers. And so there's just a lot to think about. This is one of those projects that I can see trying to do like around a day, like around every day, especially as it gets bigger. I mean, it's not even very big yet. But, you know, just to be able to keep the pattern in your head and make sure it still gets a lot of progress. So it's so pretty though. And I really want the product. Like, I love this. I love this sweater. It's beautiful. So I am going to keep working on that. I haven't worked on it in a little while. I kind of worked on it for a few days when I got it started, and but I really want to make some progress on that. So I think I probably should try to make some rules for myself about at least a few days a week, getting a round or two done. My next project is something that you haven't seen before, and it is with this adorable bag. This is a set that's in my shop. It's called the Curious Critters set, and it comes with this bag by Susan of Delightful Works and this mini skein set. So I really tried to take the colors from the bag, and I have the red of the mushroom and this like gold of the bunny and the deer. Well, the yellow is more of the bunny, this really pale yellow cream, and then the blue of the bluebird, and this green of the turtle. I love how this set turned out. These to me are sort of the spring colors we don't see enough of, the woodland spring. So I love them. And also included with the set are these adorable stitch markers. My friend Elizabeth of EBandCoUS made for me, and we designed these together to go with the bag. So we've got the little derpy mushroom and the little owl, which I think he turned out amazing, and the bunny and the little turtle. So you get all 4 of these stitch markers and yarn for me, and the bag from Susan. So that's in my shop right now, but let me show you what I am making. Once again, I am knitting with straight needles, but they don't match. Oh, and I got these little stitch stoppers from Lynn, the Chicken Lady of Chicken Lady Fiber Art. She sent me these adorable little mouses. So this one is keeping, because this is just a DPN, so he's keeping my stitches from falling off there. Dun, da, da. I am making a chicken. I'm making an emotional support chicken. Looks kind of funny, or she looks kind of funny because she does not have her stuffing yet. So here she is. I did the green for the tail, and then I did stripes of the other 3 colors, and then I'm going to do with the red. I'm going to, of course, I'll do her little wattle and her comb, but I'm also going to make her a little shawl, like a little tiny crescent shawl or half circle shawl, and put it around her neck. It's going to be so cute. It's going to be a killer. So anyway, I'm so excited about that. I have really enjoyed making it, and as you can see, it's very tiny, and this is her tummy, which is a disaster, but it's just the I'm just doing the gold color. So it's really tiny because the pattern is written for worsted weight, and I'm doing this is fingering weight, but it's so cute. It's going to be like this big, and you know, I just follow the directions otherwise, because there's no directions like knit to this many inches. It's all like rows. So it's totally fine to do it with different size of yarn. All right, so I think that's all my whips. I probably have some other things that I've done a few stitches on here or there. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there are. I'm also dying to cast on new things, but I'm really trying to be good because I just hardly have any time to knit some days. And while I am not a monogamous knitter, I do realize that if I have 100 projects, they're never going to get done, or it's going to take forever. So I'm really trying to be good. So let me talk about a couple of book things, and then we'll do some more shop news. So first of all, I got this knitter magazine, which I really like this. I actually really like this cover sweater. It's just like a little slip over, you know. I wish, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these sleeves. Like, yes, they're easy. And I had some maternity shirts my mom sewed for me that were this kind of style where it was just like, it was like a straight panel across here, and it just like you cuffed them, and that was the sleeves. And then the part down, of course, because since it was a maternity, it was like gathered right here. So, but I don't know if I would do that. Maybe I would and pick up fewer stitches along the arm, and so it would tighten up a little bit, because I feel like it's a little flary or something. Or the other thing is you could make it more like a vest, so you could just decrease some and go up so it'd be more like on your shoulder bone. That could be a possibility. Or you could cast on some stitches here. Well, I think you do cast on stitches here for the arm. And you could keep knitting and make a little short sleeve like tee. But I liked the patterns, the different patterns. I think they're really cute. So I think I might make this someday. I think it's in DK. But the reason that I bought this was not for the sweaters. I feel like there's a couple good ones. There's this men's sweater, which I don't know any men who would wear this. Do you know any men who would wear this sweater? Maybe you do. I just find that men, well, at least the men in my life, like incredibly plain things. And I know I am not the only one. But this is the reason that I bought this magazine, is because they have this article about mysteries and knitting, and it's got a lot of Agatha Christie, Miss Marple in there. And so I know I could have just read this, and I got this at the bookstore. I could have just read the whole article at the bookstore, and I did indeed read about half of it in the bookstore, but I just thought, well, I might as well get it. There is probably something else I would like in here, and then there was, so I didn't feel too bad. I do like this. I do like this sweater also. It's very kind of retro looking. I like the cropped, because it would look so nice with dresses. It's got set-in sleeves though, and those are kind of a lot of work, and you really have to be sure of your size, because I find that if you put a set-in sleeve and it's too big, then it just looks really sloppy. And I do also, they also always have in the Knitter magazine, they always have this article in the back from this guy who is a shepherd. He's got sheep in England somewhere. I think his name is Graham, but it's spelled weird. G-R-A-E-M-E. Is that Graham or Graham? I don't know. But, and I find it so like charming and relaxing to read about this guy. And sometimes he's got like, it was a really hard season. We lost some sheep or whatever. And it was like, it's kind of heartbreaking, but there's usually, I don't know. I like it. So I think it's very interesting. And so anyway, if you are interested in mysteries and knitting, you might want to take a look at that. They also have a Beatles sweater, which I think this is really cool. I'm not a Beatles fan, but I like the style of it because it looks very retro. I think it says Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club or whatever. I don't know what it is. I like the style. On the book front, I am currently reading An Irish Country Doctor, and I read a Mrs. Polifax book, and I started reading through the Chronicles of Narnia. I just felt like it. So, as I said, I have just come through this very busy time, and I feel like I needed something familiar. But I do have a book acquisition. I got this in one of those little free libraries that people put in their yards. And I was like, what? A Jane Austen devotional? So this is published by Thomas Nelson. And I don't know what year it was. It has this very sweet note from somebody. I wonder. I really love it when people write notes in the beginning of their books. It's kind of sad that the other people give it away, but I just love, I don't know. So this is really interesting. They have a little excerpt from Jane Austen, and then they have a little devotional about it. Like the first one is about being generous, and it's about John Dashwood. Is that his name? The brother in Sense and Sensibility, and how he's trying to figure out what to give his stepmother and his half-sisters, you know, and his wife is like, oh, you don't need to do that. This would be perfectly enough. And he's like, yes, yes. And she keeps talking him down until he like doesn't do anything for them. And then, so the little devotion is about being generous. So I think sometimes it's just like, do you see this? This is a bad example of being generous. So it's kind of funny, but it's very sweet. It's just like, I don't know. I've enjoyed it. I've read a couple of them and I've enjoyed it so far. So I did not even know this existed. So just so you know, this does exist. And it's like a nice, it's fabric cover. It's very cool. So check that out if you love Jane Austen. Okay, so now for my shop, I've already showed you my Curious Critters set, which is in the shop right now. And I have also this yarn, which I'm calling Peace Be Still. This was supposed to be my Easter colorway, and I never got it out because I was too busy. So let me show you this one. It's been sitting around for a while. So this is Peace Be Still, and I really wanted to do a part that was like the storm to figure out. So it starts out with the storm, and then the calm and the sunshine. So this is my 2025 Easter colorway. A little bit late, but you know what? It's always good. So I have this available in fingering and DK, and I will put this up in my shop tomorrow, May 1st. I also have two colorways that are for Neil of Blocked Magazine. He's doing a knit along in June for the color orange. And so he wanted some special colorways for that. So I have this one, which I'm going to call Orange You Glad. Like, you know, the old knock knock joke, Orange You Glad I Didn't Say Banana. That's what this reminds me of. So it's just a very cheerful orange with peach, and it's got some aqua speckles in it. So this is Orange You Glad, and this will be available in DK and fingering also. And then I'm calling this one Dark Mocha because it's orange with black. So check that out, and I will try to link Neil at Blocked Magazine. I will try to link his channel below, and you can find all the details about the knit along. But these will be up in my shop also tomorrow. I have a few skeins that are done, and then the other ones will be for pre-order, but I will get them out as quickly as possible so you can get them by June. And the other thing that is going in my shop tomorrow is the May edition of the Classic Tales Yarn Club. So we are going to do for the month of May, The Hobbit. I'm so excited about this one. So this will be the third in this series of, you can either get a sock set or 2 full skeins, and it's a mystery. And you'll get a stitch marker and some other little treats and goodies and special things that I make. And that will only be available May 1st through the 15th. and then they will all go out soon after the 15th. So if you are a big Tolkien fan, I hope that you'll check this out. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I really like The Hobbit because I feel like it's so much more easy to get into. I mean, after all, it's much, much shorter than any one of the Lord of the Rings books, but it's just, it's a great introduction to that world, and it's got a great fast pace compared to the Lord of the Rings, I think. And so I want to read this again also. It's been a while since I have read this. But so this will be available only May 1st through the 15th. So if you want it, make sure that you get it right away. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I forgot a whip. So let me show you real quick. I have worked on this. This is in a bag my friend made for me a long time ago. I have worked a little bit on my Lefty by Martina Baim. I don't know, it probably doesn't look that much different to you. So I'm doing this in the minis from the Knit Make Pearly Retreat and my colorway from the Knit Make Pearly Retreat, which was called Grapevine Connection. And I think I was like here last time, somewhere like that, here. So I've done a little bit more. I would really like to get to the place where it's a little bit of a mindless knit, because the rows are longer, but right now they are not long, and I keep having to look at the leaf pattern. And it's so funny because, so I was knitting, I didn't have my phone with me. I think I was in Sunday school, and I was like, okay, it's all right, I can remember how this leaf goes. And then I didn't do it right. And you know what I had done? I had printed the pattern. And I forgot because my brain is mush. So anyway, I'm working on that. So I do have a lot of whips, and I have some hibernating whips that I want to get back into. And I have some more cross-stitch whips that have been going for a long time that I would really like to pick back up and just do a little bit. The thing is, I like to cross stitch in the day right by the window. It's just not something I feel like pulling out at night when, you know, I'm trying to watch TV and you have to be like, so that is definitely like a daytime thing for me. So I think that is it. Please check out the shop update tomorrow. I'm just going to do it sometime in the morning. I don't really have a time scheduled, but keep your ear open for the ding if you have my shop notifications on. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. I love reading your comments on these videos. It's like, hands down, my favorite thing about podcasting is getting to hear from the people who are watching. So I would love for you to comment. Just tell me what you're knitting. Tell me in this springtime what you're excited about working on. Do you change crafts at all? Do you shift your focus? I feel like I'm already like preparing for the fall in my head, and I think it's a little bit of a coping mechanism because I'm not a summer person. So I think, you know, with like that sweater for Grady and I don't know, I just feel like I want to prepare for fall, and so that I can feel like it's a reason to keep working through the summer. I don't usually stop knitting in the summer, but my mojo has definitely taken a hit. So I don't know. I don't think it's the weather. I think it was just being busy. So hopefully things will calm down. The problem is I always feel like I think things will calm down. Other things rise up to take their place. And somehow we stay just as busy. And maybe it's because there's like a void when the busyness goes away. And so we fill it with things that we couldn't do before, like working on the yard or trying to, you know, do some family outings or whatever. But anyway, there's always something, right? But I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you enjoy your knitting or crochet or whatever it is you're working on. And please leave me a comment and just say hi, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. I'm trying to film my podcast. Hey, leave that open. I like the fresh air and the light. Also, but I did have to, because I put the screen down all the way, I had to lock Baron up in your room because he kept jumping and climbing up the screen because there was like a fly. I know. Well, I put him in your room. Who is coming? Toby, I'm trying to film. Shh.
Something like fruity.
You consider that fruity?